Good evening, everybody. Whoa, how come my shit's not matching? There we go. Good evening. Oh, this music loud. Gonna do some games tonight. Been around YouTube all day. Went from the show to Harsh to Silky to here. Then we're gonna be going to Truth and Transparency after this. So we'll just be having like let's see, about a 2-hour game night here tonight, where we're gonna kick back and play some games. Some night we need to have a movie night. So I believe I went through and I got some stuff that we should be okay. So if you guys want a movie sometime, let me know. Also, if you are not subscribed to the lounge, give me 1 second. Oh, these notifications. If you're not subscribed to the lounge, here's the link for that. We can be a little bit more free over there too, but we need a movie night here soon as well. But we're going to be playing some games for a little bit, and I'll let you guys decide what we're playing. We got about 2 hours, and I'll go through those in a second. I think it should work with the other ones. Jacqueline, ticket number 1. Thank you. K. Miller trailing in after Jacqueline. Where's my coffee? Oh, shit. Hold on. It's next to the coffee machine. Give me 1 second. I'll get it after the hellos. Cherry, ticket number 4. Oh, what a first episode. What a first episode. It's crazy. It's crazy how similar it is. And we're going to be getting more into it. Thank you all who showed up for that members only. If you are a member, every Sunday at 1 o'clock Eastern, probably from here through probably into March, we'll be having the OJ 25 multi-part special, where not only the OJ 25 stuff, commentary, but also there's a lot of other stuff that we'll be getting into after that as well. Ticket number 6, Miley, thank you. Appreciate that. Always the peace, positivity, and progress. See you in 30. Skittles, number 8. Sorry I had to bump it back just a skosh. Katrina, number 9. Tomorrow night, I think we're going to get to Body Cam Deep Dive Part 4 tomorrow night. And I have to sneak in a Body Cam Deep Dive in the daytime too, for some of the people that aren't able to join the night show because it's already way too late for them. I want to pull people over. What's up, Caddy? Drunk skunk, slap happy. Kevin, you should arrest yourself for getting me sick. What's up, Scarlet K9? Oh, you added. Has K9 always been on there? Maybe I just didn't notice. If you just added it, that's cool. What's up, Ruck? How you doing? Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, please hit the like if you haven't yet. We're just kicking back, playing some games. Then we're going to go chill at Truth and Transparency tonight. She's got a bomb show coming out. And I really need to, like, we were watching that episode from lawyer Andrew Myers yesterday, and they were talking about, gaming and stuff. What it does, and I'm just like, man, I need to get back to some games, or hell, I've wanted to play my guitar for a few weeks and I haven't even got to that. I need to get to doing that, and I should just stream gaming and guitar. I need to get back to that. But yeah, go sub to the lounge if you haven't yet. Appreciate that. What's up, Angel? We got to figure out a way to put that up there. Thank you. I appreciate that, Miss Miller. Typically Unique, number 18, ticket 18. We'll be having Typically Unique on the show next Saturday. Deborah Lynn, number 21. Thank you. So I'll leave it up to you guys. We can do another choose your own adventure game. We got Deal or No Deal. We have Family Feud. Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? Police Simulator. I'm trying to think of what else. Hold on, let me look at my list real quick. Let me see. Family Feud. Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? Jackbox wasn't working out. Deal or No Deal. Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Which it's kind of tough. We got Deal or No Deal. And the Choose Your Own Adventure game. We can do that again. I have so many of those games. We can do a new one for that as well. What's up, Mark and Betty? Ticket number 23. Oh, shoot. Uh-oh. At the same time. Yeah, you guys decide. It's up to you. It's up to you. We can play the Choose Your Own Adventure game where we sit back and, like we did last week, win, lose, or draw. I wish. Man, what game? I'm trying to think of what other games. I think that's it. Let me look at my computer too. Let me see. Oh yeah, Friday the 13th. So basically, Family Feud. Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? Let's see. Deal or No Deal. Choose Your Own Adventure. Police Sim is what it is. Now, there was that LA Noire game, but that thing was difficult. Like, things go so quick. But I'll leave it up to you guys. And if nobody really wants to decide, we could always just do another Choose Your Own Adventure game too. Name That Tune. I know, I gotta do some lounge shows here soon. Name That Tune? Oh. So what, like play karaoke music and you guys decide what the song is? You guys try and figure out what it is? Karaoke music or something? That'd be interesting. Let me see here. Because I got a shit ton of that. Where do I have that? I have a shit ton of that. Where did I put it? I have so many folders, it's crazy. I don't even know where it's at. What's up, D. Smith? What's up, Lola? See how many notes you can name in it? Yeah, let me see. I know I got like 2 folders just full. Where's it at? Where did I put that? I haven't used it in a while. So it's like buried somewhere in all of my playlists. Bum, bum, bum. Where in the hell? Where did they go? They're gone. What? No way. Ah, here it is. It was way at the top. Oh my gosh, now where'd it go again? There it is. 294. All right, now I'm back to chat. Shoot, I gotta grab my coffee. Hold on. Okay. How are we going to do this where let me flip this around. How are we going to do this? The name that tune stuff. We'll go like this maybe. That looks pretty cool. How are we going to do this name that tune stuff? So I just yes, coffee. Yes, yes, yes. What the hell? It's not even that warm. What happened? Name that tune. Okay, so let me... Hold on. Let me share this, and then that way you guys don't even see some of the songs here. So let's do this. All right. Let's do this. Let's flip it over to... How am I going to do this? How am I going to do this? Let me think here. So what if I just go like that? Maybe like that. Okay. How are we going to do this? Let's match. Let's go ahead and match. There we go. All right. So how are we going to do this? I forgot there's... Yeah, isn't that crazy? How similar it is? Oh, that'll be coming. That'll be coming. I have to... I've been... Ever since I came back from Idaho... I've been trying to think of a different way to set up my setup in this room. because I just, when I was, oh shit. When I was trying to play my guitar here, and I kind of scooted my chair back and I was trying to play it here, and with the little bit of room that I have behind me, I was just so nervous I was gonna clunk the guitar into like the microphone arm or something like that. So the last couple weeks, because there's some songs that I want to play for you guys, some Stone Temple Pilots, some Stained, some shit like that. I want to play for you guys on acoustic first, but I've been trying to like figure out a way that I can rearrange everything in here so I can have more room, but unfortunately I can't figure out a way to do that without having this desk take up literally half of the damn room because of the setup. So I'm trying to think of different ways that I can do it. I was actually going to move it around today. I just didn't really have that much time, but I thought about either doing it someday this week where I can, I don't know, I got figure something out. Because the thing is I still have to have my background for my green screen. So this all has to face a wall. So it's that trying to figure out how to like, I don't know, make it all work. But that'll be coming. I need to get those calluses back on my fingers. If you play, you know what I mean. Yeah, I definitely don't want to bump those. Because it'll be acoustic and electric. I definitely don't want to bump either one of those beautiful pieces of equipment on something like this. Throw that desk in another room. I really would like to like figure out a way. I don't know. I'm like, plus it literally would probably take 4 hours to move everything. So, I don't know. One of these days this week, I just need to, just have a night show and the whole damn day just dedicate to rearranging everything. Because I think it'd be really cool to sit back and have like an acoustic night, just listen to acoustic music and shit. I know. I always think like, yeah, I could go here, but then, well, the shitty part is I have to like sleep in here now because when the fire happened, it like ruined my bed. Like that. It don't matter how much freaking Febreze I spray on my mattress. When you lay down on it, you get like big whiffs of fucking smoke damage. And so I've had to sleep on my couch ever since the fire. And so yeah, I have to include that. So yeah. Shit, the hard part is trying to get that motherfucker out of here by myself. That's the hard fucking part, is trying to get that damn mattress out of here. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like my bedroom, when that fire took place, my bedroom. This is the office entertainment room that I'm in. The bedroom and the bathroom is what got hit the worst with the smoke damage. And it was crazy because I was just getting ready to go on a trip. I had all my fucking clothes laid out, like separated and shit. Then that fucking night, that shit happened. Some clothes I was able to, some No, it's still, even with the soap that I got from Red Cross, it still didn't take the smell out of it. So, but it's I was able to get some clothes to replace those. So, um, but yeah, the bed. So, yeah, but yeah, that bed. It is what it is. At least I was able to get out of here, man. Yeah, that smell. But man, that night was so scary. Like when I went downstairs, because it smelled like somebody lit a grill. And then I went downstairs, and by the time I was back upstairs, I already saw black smoke pouring through the ceiling. And I just came in to get my documents and my protection, and couldn't remember where I put my important documents. And it took me an extra 20 seconds. And that extra 20 seconds, I tell you what, if it was another 5, I might have been fucking passed out on that floor, because at that 20 seconds, you didn't see very much smoke, but man, you could not breathe. It was crazy. In my mind, I always thought you associate not breathing with smoke, you know? Uh, and no, that's not true, because I came in this room, grabbed my stuff, and I turned around and I didn't even really see that much smoke in the office, and all of a sudden I couldn't breathe. It was crazy. Like you that's what I my whole time, I'm sitting there thinking, man, you don't it's when you see smoke, that's when no, it's before that. Uh Lola, the next door neighbor, was putting out a grease fire on their stove with water. The neighbor was putting out a grease fire on their stove with water. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I was in the middle of a show too. It was like 8 o'clock at night, middle of a show. I switched it to a video we were watching. I was like, man, somebody lit a grill. That thing is like, I'm like, how in the hell? Went downstairs, didn't see nothing. Came back upstairs. By the time I came back upstairs, I saw my bathroom, and there was thick black smoke. I couldn't even see my shower no more. It was that thick. It was that thick. I couldn't even see my damn shower. And then I literally was like, oh shit, grab my documents, grab my protection, turned around, and I'm already. Yeah. You know what's crazy? Is them people still ain't even here. They still ain't even here to do that cleaning shit. Whatever the service was, it service master or something? They came through a long ass time ago. Still yet to come. Yeah, restoration. Yeah, still yet to come. You can still smell it when I walk in the door. It's not as strong as it used to be, but yeah. Sometimes it's hard trying to maintain a positive attitude all the fucking time, Yeah. No, I'm not joking. When was that? When did that take place? That was before I went to, yeah, I've been running an air purifier fucking nonstop. Wax, what are them? Wax melters, whatever. Whoever, You know what? Whoever does Scentsy shit, please reach out to me because I love that Scentsy shit, and I would love that Scentsy smell in here. I even got some Yankee Candle wax, and the Yankee Candle wax, I don't know, it's not. I don't know. It's not. I don't know. But I know that Scentsy stuff was always amazing. Scentsy was always amazing. What's up, Dope Soul? Congratulations to you. Yeah, that's probably why I probably keep, you know. But I think I was doing that quite a bit before. But yeah, it was before the SC trip. So that was, when was that? When was that? You guys just want to watch some funny videos or something? When was the SC trip? That was that September? September? Yeah, candles, the Scentsy stuff. Yeah, because we went to, that's right, we went to PA. We went to PA. Then we came back. Then we were getting ready. Oh, yeah, we went to PA. Then we went to Delphi. Holy shit, we went to Delphi the night before, didn't we? We went to PA, we went to Delphi, then getting ready to go to South Carolina. And then, yeah, because it was a Saturday night and I was going to be leaving the Sunday. That's the next day, I think, is when I was going to be leaving. And then the fire happened. Was it Friday night or Saturday night? No, I think it was a Friday night. I think it was a Friday night. And then I had to wait around for a few days because I didn't know what the hell was going on. Then I wasn't able to go to South Carolina till like Wednesday or Tuesday or something. And then that's when I was waiting to find out, like, do I even have, like, what's up? Do I even have a place to live? And then I went to South Carolina. Then I had to cut the South Carolina trip short because I wasn't hearing nothing. Yeah, that's right. Because I hadn't heard nothing still. And I was like, I don't know what's going on with my home. So then I came back. Then I got really sick. Then that delayed the Idaho trip. Shit. Wow, it's been a crazy couple months, huh? Yeah, like 3 months now. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. There you go. You know? And then you got all this fucking bullshit. You know, all these assholes on here. And then you got that shit too. And it's just like, damn, you know what? And it's, thank God for the peace, positivity, and progress. Because I tell you, if I didn't have that in the back of my head every damn day, right? It's like, damn. All right. But we're here. We're safe. There's a roof. We have power, electricity, the internet. Well, that's another story. This shit just likes to drop. And I've never had this issue ever in my life. And now it seems like it's a constant thing. So that's about the only pain in the ass shit right now is just this connection. Let me have a talk. Well, you know what's crazy, Deborah Lynn? This is what's crazy. Is when the Red Cross people came out, because I was cool chilling back. Like, the neighbors lost everything, so I just chilled back until everybody was done being taken care of, because I was just sitting out on my front step just going, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? I had just went to YouTube like 24/7 like 2 weeks before that. And I'm just like, what the fuck, man? Just sitting there, just sitting on my step. Let them get taken care of, and then the lady comes over to me. What's up, Grizz? Lady comes over to me from the Red Cross, and she was talking to me, and I was like, so do I even have a home? Because I don't, like, nobody said anything to me. The people that were fighting the fire didn't even act like I fucking lived there. You know what I'm saying? They were talking to the neighbors. Everybody was talking to the neighbors, but I'm standing out there going, what the fuck, man? Like, you got all these fucking people all over the place. You have lights. You got 4 fucking fire trucks in the front. Shit's, and I'm just standing there like, what the fuck about, like, I'm sitting there, I'm just like, do I have a fucking home? Do I need to call a fucking hotel? And then the lady, after all that's done, and then I had to go up to the fire chief. I had to. And I had to be like, yo, do I have a home or what? And they're like, the carbon dioxide levels are way too strong. We're going to have to stay here a little longer. We got, they basically ripped everything off the fucking walls, which, I get it. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to stop a fire. You're not trying to protect people's personal shit. But after all that's done, they're like, yeah, you can stay here. The carbon dioxide, we finally got it to a low enough level. You're able to stay here. We didn't have to shut off the utilities, so everything will be fine. And I said, okay. Well, because they didn't have to shut off the utilities, that screwed me for help from Red Cross. So I got laundry soap. I got laundry soap. That's what I got. Well, your utilities didn't get shut off, so unfortunately you don't qualify. And I'm like, well, thank you, government. Thank you, government, for spending all that money in other places instead of on your own people. And then after that, I was like, well, I said, like, I've never had to deal with anything like this before. I was like, do I, what do people typically do in this situation? I didn't know, and we were talking, and she was like, she goes, by the way, like, I said, what do you think's going to happen with the next door neighbors? And she's like, oh, it's gone. It's gone. They lost everything. And I was like, oh, damn, and nobody was hurt, thank God nobody was hurt. And she's like, yeah, they lost everything. It's a total loss. And so I was like, well, damn. I said, whatever took place over there, is it structurally sound on my side? Like, because that thing was kicking, yo. That fire was kicking, and I'm sitting there going, is there like a board over there that's not that strong anymore? And next thing you know, this part of the building's gonna fall. I'm like, yo, I don't want to be laying in bed one night and all of a sudden I'm fucking thrown sideways because my house is left and right instead of up and down. And she's like, well, I don't know about that. She's like, they're having the fire inspector come out on Monday or something. I was like, oh, okay. She's like, who do you rent it through? And I was like, this and that. And she goes, oh no. And I was like, what? And she goes, I wouldn't be surprised if they just leave the next door place sitting there and they don't even help you out. And I was like, no shit. She's like, yeah. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, damn, that's fucked up. It's crazy though. As time's gone on, 3 months. What the Red Cross lady's saying is true so far. What's up, time for change? It's crazy. Oh, thank you so much for becoming a member, Dope Soul. We just had our OJ 25 multi-part members only that we started today. What a episode. It's crazy when we get into it. Y'all are gonna see, if you haven't seen it, y'all are gonna see how close these similarities are with Idaho 4 in the OJ case. We got plenty of shows, probably all the way up through March, every Sunday, 1 o'clock Eastern. Probably all the way up through March. And then what I was considering doing is because I want others to be able to, I know it's hard times and I know people have a hard time even spending $1, and so I thought about not necessarily keeping it members only, but maybe putting it on a delay where members have access to join the live, to join the conversation, to interact during the lives. And then if you're not a member, maybe 2 weeks later is when or maybe like when we start, maybe what I'll do is I could always, when the next show's about to start or episode 2 is done being live streamed, I'll open up episode 1 for the public, something like that. I definitely want to figure out some way that we can do that, so everybody can be involved, even if it's hard times because of this bullshit economy. The first thing you would have done on your behalf is hotel if you declared that kind of, yeah. They said because they didn't shut my utilities off that I was, and the carbon dioxide. At first, they told me, they were like, well, you might have to get a hotel. It depends. The carbon dioxide, it's taken us a lot longer than usual. We got another fire we have to go to, but I'm going to have a crew stay back here and try and continue to get it cleared out enough. And then after about a half an hour, or so, they came back and they told me, they were like, yeah, it's, they said, yeah, it's fine now. And we didn't have to shut down the utilities. So Red Cross said I didn't qualify for anything but soap to get the smoke out of my clothes, which really didn't help. But at the same time, it's no fault of Red Cross. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure, because they probably have to rely on a lot of donations too. And a lot of their donations have to come from the government. And with the way that the government is spending our money, I'm not surprised. And I just want to say thank you to the Red Cross for even, giving me the soap, because I'm sure that the Red Cross is hurting. And I'm sure the soap used to be some bomb-ass shit where it could get the smoke out of your clothes, but I'm probably sure that they have to dilute the hell out of it now to be able to make it last, to be able to provide it to a lot of people. You know what I mean? So it's no fault of Red Cross. Shout out to them for even offering that to me. Do I have monitors? Actually, no, I don't. I just have smoke alarms. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that, Dope Soul. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for being a member. Yeah, definitely check out the OJ episode. No, they didn't. They didn't shut off the electricity or the gas or anything. They did next door. They had to. They said it was a total loss, but they said, and that's one of the things that Red Cross said. Red Cross said that because the utilities weren't shut off, I didn't qualify for anything other than the soap. So, but it's okay. You know what I mean? It could be worse. I could not even have a roof. Like carbon monoxide monitors? What do you mean monitors? Are you able to play any games with the internet dropping? I was going to try it. I was just going to see. Some others brought up Name That Tune. Just different. Like a carbon monoxide? No. Isn't that one of them things that looks like a nightlight that you put in like an outlet? It's got like a little, I don't know. I should go because I have to go to the grocery store tomorrow. I should go get one of those. That's a good idea. A carbon monoxide detector. Yeah. I got to go to the grocery store tomorrow, so I'll pick up one of those things. I should have one. It's like a fire detector. Do you need them on multiple floors or just one? You just need one? I mean, it's not like when I came back in that night, I mean, you could definitely tell. I mean, it was obviously. It was like that for a while, but as I've been, I aired the shit out of it for a good week. Burned a lot. Yeah, if anybody sells Scentsy, hit me up. Landlords need to have it installed. Where you spend most of your time in sleep. Well, that's here now. In this room now, I don't even sleep in my bedroom. I just sleep on my couch. Where you stay the most. I mean, we can even watch some funny videos if you guys want. It's whatever. Whatever you guys want to do. Yeah, I'm going to get one of those tomorrow. Go to the grocery store. I'll swing by and pick one of those up because I should have one anyway. I never even thought about it. Never even thought about a carbon monoxide detector. What's up, Grizz? One night we just need to plan it out where it's just nothing but Family Feud, We just have a rotation. It's going to be kind of short. We're only going to be able to hang out for about another hour or so. We're going to be Truth and Transparency is going to have a live tonight. I'm going to go hang out over there. Shout out Harsh Reality had a live earlier. I apologize. I was sitting there in front of my heater with my chair kicked back, and all of a sudden I woke up and Harsh's live was done. I was like, oh shit. What about that case, man? That Sean, whatever his name, York County. Man, that was a crazy case he was talking about there too. Yeah, I need to rearrange this. I would love to sit back and have an acoustic night with you guys. I love acoustic. Yeah, that case was crazy. It could be worse. You know, it could be worse. Borax and vinegar. Borax. Borax. What's borax? Is that like bleach? Wash and wipe everything. It's crazy when I was cleaning, you wouldn't even think. It was weird because like I was cleaning and all of a sudden you just wipe once and then it was like, whoa, like the way that it coated everything. Oh no, it's just annoying. It'd just be nice just to walk the fuck out of here. Just being honest. Just be like, later. Fuck. Gosh. Later. Ain't that nuts, man? And then they supposedly, when he was saying, you know, how, yeah. You got any shows coming up, Kevin? You got to go live at a show sometime, man. Just have it setting off to the side. That'd be cool, Kevin. You should do a live from a craft show. And you don't even have to talk to the camera. You could just leave it up there. People would love to watch that shit. It'd be like one of those beach cameras or something, you know, like they have those web cameras from every city, you know, YouTube stream where you see like boardwalks and piers and funny videos. Yeah, there was a video I came because I'm constantly saving stuff. So there's a movie night folder and chill vids that I have. And there was something that came across earlier, and it was like the top jail moments of bizarre arrests and unruly inmates. And I was like, oh gosh, that's got to be funny as hell. I mean, there's so many different things that I save. Yeah, it's like funny and dumb shit like that. Aw. Oh no. Oh, Caddy. Oh my gosh. No. Yeah. That would be neat to. Or is there a channel that does where they play like a lot of interrogation videos or something? No. No, the only time that I heard from them was when I called them. That's the only time that I hear. Other than that, I've talked to the maintenance person twice when they came by, and the person, the what's it called? The restoration people, they came by twice. They came by once, and I was like, yo, you couldn't call me? Like, I'm in the middle of a fucking show. Like, you couldn't call me? Well, we can come back. Okay, that'd be cool. That'd be really cool. And then they didn't come back, and then they just showed up another day without calling, and I'm like, you know what? I won't do a show then. Yeah, that's it. What's up, Yoli? Trust me. Explore with us. Yes, that's a good channel. That's a good channel. Okay. Yeah, trust me. Peace, positivity, and progress, man. I'm telling you. And patience, too. Yeah, patience. For real. And then you have all this shit coming at you on YouTube and, like people talking shit about you and all this other shit, and it's just, you have all this shit going on and people don't, like, I'm for real when I say I mean it 150, because, like, trust me, if I didn't mean it with all this bullshit, somebody would be like, ah, Yeah, let's watch well, they said because it's ooh, this is going to be a good one to watch. They said because the utilities weren't shut off. So, but I think this would be really funny to play here for a second. Dangerous things kids used to do. So this will take you all down memory lane. Here, let me switch this up here. This will take you all down memory lane here. Is this on full screen? There we go. So this is the channel called what is it called? Hold on. Ready for History. So here's the channel. This is a good channel too. It gives you blasts from the past. Ready for History. Only shows I can think of. Oh man, I love that show. 24, man. D. Smith. You know what? If anybody watched that show and you remember D. Smith, it had me hooked when that lady jumped out of that airplane and parachuted down on the freaking beach. And I was just like, damn. And you know what I'm talking about. It's in the beginning. 24 marathon. I wish. How do we do that where we don't get in trouble? I would love I would love a marathon of 24. No, not really. I don't really associate like that. Over here we have shows about topics. All right, so this is Ready for History, and this is Dangerous Things Kids Used to Do. I need to change this because I need to get the bells, and I need to hit the like for this video. Maybe we'll watch a couple of these here. Check this out. How do we do a 24? Because there's a lot of them. There's like, what, 13 seasons? I only really cared for the ones with Kiefer Sutherland in it, to be honest with you. He's one of my favorite actors. Has been since the movie The Lost Boys, Stand By Me, but especially The Lost Boys. How do we do that? I thought it was like 13 and only 9, huh? Interesting.
Grew up any time before the 1980s, then there's a good chance that you did things that a lot of kids today never have. Many of those activities were something that we never thought about until later in life. As we reflect back on our lives, we realize that most kids today don't have the same opportunities. In this video, we will have a look back at some of the dangerous things that kids used to do. It's difficult for many people to believe now, but there was a time when seatbelts and car seats were more of a recommendation rather than a regulation. Beginning in 1968, every new vehicle that was sold in the U.S. was required to have a lap and shoulder seatbelt in the front outward seats. However, it wasn't until the 1980s when we saw the first mandatory seatbelt wearing laws, which were in New York and New Jersey in 1984. If you were around prior to that time period, you
remember
got to
that.
experience riding in the back of a pickup truck or crammed into the back of a station wagon with tons of other kids. One other thing that many of us kids did was stick our arm out the window of a moving car. Most cars today have air conditioning, but that wasn't always the case. We stuck our arms out the window to help cool off, and it was also super fun. It was like our very own personal wind tunnel, and it taught us some of the very basics in aerodynamics. Very few activities can ever feel as free as a kid climbing in a tree. It's a thrilling adventure that helps us problem solve, and it also teaches us hand-eye coordination skills. This activity was a great way to get fresh air and build confidence at the same time. Some parents today may try to discourage this tree climbing behavior, but hopefully it will continue on into the future. Earlier, we spoke about seatbelts, which sort of had an effect on this next activity. As kids, we all enjoyed sitting on Dad's lap so that we could drive the car. Dad may have worked the pedals, but we were in full control of the steering wheel. We did this on public streets, and back then, no one thought anything about it. Just a kid learning to steer a 2-ton hunk of metal under parental supervision.
Yep.
It really was a great skill to learn. Kids need a little adventure in their lives, and if you were around in the 1970s, then someone like Evel Knievel was one of your heroes. Pedaling your bike as fast as you can off the end of a bike ramp was as close as you could get to flying. We were all daredevils, and we never backed down from a challenge. Back then, we made our own bike ramps, and it was super fun to see what we could jump over. This was just good old-fashioned.
Or you put the playing card with a clothespin on the back of your bike, so it made you sound like you had a motorcycle.
Fun without a helmet or knee pads. That is a pure nightmare for many parents today. Remember climbing up on your roof as a kid? Maybe you went up there to get a better look at the stars, but you were certainly going to get a bird's eye view of your neighborhood. Many of the roofs on houses today are much more steeper than what we had, but it's still unlikely that you will ever see kids on the roof in some of the older homes.
Oh, that's a cool picture.
Modern parents would probably have a heart attack because they probably haven't done it either.
Yep.
Climbing wasn't only restricted to trees and roofs. Even the public school system would encourage it. Remember
Kelly.
in PE class when you had to climb the gym rope? We were all expected to do this whether you were scared of heights or not. It was the only way that you could ever get rid of your fear. Ropes have been removed from most school gyms due to the perceived risk that a child could fall from the top. They were also probably concerned about the risk of injury to self-esteem of the kid who couldn't even make it halfway up. Another fun pastime activity that many of us enjoyed revolved around railroad tracks. Perhaps you went along the tracks walking on the rail or hopping from one railroad tie to another. But that wasn't all that we did. We used to place pennies on the tracks so that the next train could run over them and flatten it out.
Squish it, yeah.
Today, this is not only discouraged, but illegal. Too many people got hurt by moving trains while doing something on the tracks.
He said, this is not only discouraged, but illegal. Man, remember that? We used to freaking put pennies on there, and you never knew if a train was coming by, but you always had to go back a day or two later and see if you could find it. Oh, wow. Not only is discouraged, but it's illegal.
Long before cell phones and iPods ruled the world, kids had to think up their own activities. We could easily pretend to be anything that we wanted.
Right.
All that we really needed was a stick and a little.
Right, especially playing around all them tracks and stuff, right? Definitely. There was a couple times I was hanging out on a caboose. I'd be getting in cabooses and all sorts of shit, man. All sorts of shit when I was younger. I used to have fun with them train cars. Good thing none of them ever took off or you know, moved or anything. There's a couple times it was a clunk clunk and I'm like, oh no!
Little imagination. Do you remember pretending to be a knight with your stick and a trash can lid and then fighting your friend? Trash cans like that are sort of rare today, and parents certainly don't want to see other kids swinging a stick at their kid. But it really was a fun activity for many of us. If we could get our hands on a magnifying glass, then we had hours of entertainment. We could not only burn holes in paper and leaves, but we could also melt plastic and catch strings on fire. It was also super fun to try and burn our name into pieces of wood. And no ant was ever safe if it came near us.
Nope.
Most parents today would never allow this sort of behavior. So here's your iPod, kid.
Right? Oh man,
Kids
you'd
are
stand there
always
forever.
curious creatures. They want to know how the world works and what all is out there. Many of us used to visit construction sites, and it was neat to see things being built, and we could also pretend to be explorers. Even the guys working on the construction site would allow us to do a little exploring. And if we ever got in good with them, then they would give us scraps of lumber, which was great for building bike ramps, forts, and clubhouses.
Oh,
Today, this is
yeah.
something that is off limits, and most sites have a no trespassing sign, fences, and cameras to try to prevent this from happening. Exploring as a kid is important. It helps to teach us the necessary skills that we will need to drive a car or even work in some professional fields. It taught us to not be afraid of going somewhere that we hadn't been. If we saw a tunnel, we were going in it. If there were woods nearby, then we could have countless adventures in them. The best part about it is it was just us and our friends. We didn't have parents with us, and we certainly did not have phones that tracked our every little move. We were free and trusted to go anywhere we wanted, and that seems to be something that most kids are lacking today. Swimming was and has always been an activity that most kids love. Many people prefer pools, and it even seems like more people have them than ever before. But many of us also love going to the ocean and lakes. If we could find a cliff or a bridge to jump off and it was safe looking, then we did it. It wasn't for those that were scared of...
Oh, Thomas, this is just a video of dangerous things kids used to do, you know. We kind of dated ourselves earlier in the OJ episode with all the things we were talking about, the members only. And I came across this the other day, and I was like, man, and there's more of these if you guys want to watch some more. It's so much fun. Just making you think of... I mean, who remembered using their freaking magnifying glass on a sidewalk when they were a kid? I didn't until this fucking video.
heights or bad swimmers, but most of us did take the necessary precautions to be safe.
What's up, Abby?
Was the water deep enough? Did we have enough clearance? What was the proper way to enter the water? Those were all things that we had to consider. Again, we did not have our parents with us, and we certainly did not have 911 readily available on our cell phones everywhere
Right?
we went.
Yeah.
We had to be careful, and that's what
Payphone.
this taught us.
Payphone.
Going back to us kids finding something to do, a hammer, nails, and a piece of wood could go a long ways. Most dads had stuff like this lying around the house, and they even encouraged us to do it. It was the only way that we could gain experience using something that we would need later in life. A lot of parents today don't even let their kids do this for fear of them squishing their little fingers. Yes, that can happen, but again, how else will you learn? You have to make mistakes in order to learn. Truth be known, there are probably a lot of younger dads out there
What's up,
that have
Tracy?
never even picked up a hammer themselves. What kid doesn't love fireworks? Sure, they love watching them, but in our day, we loved setting them off. We all may have started out with something very basic and then worked our way up to something bigger and then even bigger after that. We learned to respect them, and we also learned about the dangers if we did not. By about the age of 9 or 10, we were ready to set off pretty well anything at the fireworks stand. Today, many parents are a little apprehensive to
number
allow their kids to
45.
have that amount of freedom. Of course, it doesn't help that many cities, towns, and communities no longer allow personal fireworks. But in reality, fireworks can teach kids to learn about general principles of safety and respect for others as well as yourself. Speaking of learning about general safety, how many of us had pocket knives by the age of 9 or 10? It was like a rite of passage for a young boy. We had to learn how to cut away from us and also how to pass a blade safely to someone else. This responsibility was something that we didn't take lightly, and it opened us up to a whole new world of activities. It also prepared us for using power tools later on down the road. The modern world certainly isn't any more dangerous than it was 40 or 50 years ago, but the way we treat our kids could certainly have an effect on that. It's
Whoa,
okay for your
Katrina.
kids to have a few bumps and bruises while they are learning and having fun. Are there some basic safety rules that they need to be taught? Absolutely. But don't prevent them from acquiring skills that will help them later in life. One of the biggest things that many parents have taken away from their kids is the ability to use their imagination. Research has shown that it is crucial to developing innovative ideas which can lead to new inventions. I hope you enjoyed this little look into some of the dangerous things that kids used to do. Can you think of any others? Let us know in the comments below.
And speaking of TP in houses, we're going to switch to that video, old pranks. If you guys aren't subbed to this channel, it is Ready for History. Great channel. I love it. They got 70s kids videos, mall video. I mean, there's so many. Mall food. Like I said, we need to watch some 80s commercials sometimes too. Just chill back and watch 4 bowls? Just one with total. So let's check out this old pranks one. Pranks kids no longer do.
The art of pranking goes back to quite possibly the dawn of human time. There are even documented stories of Roman emperors trying to pull off things as simple as a whoopee cushion. In modern times, it has evolved into so much more. We have had shows such as Candid Camera and Who Hasn't Seen Something Being Pulled on social media. Advances in technology over the years has given us new ways of pranking people that we never could have fathomed before. However, with those changes, it has also made some pranks a thing of the past. In today's video, we will have a look back at some of the pranks that kids no longer do. Part of the fun of pranks is being able to pull them off without being recognized or caught. Did you ever do Ding Dong Ditch? This is where someone would ring a doorbell on someone's porch and then run off before the homeowner answered the door. Another favorite of teens in the past was TPing. This is where you would throw rolls of toilet paper over trees, houses, across bushes, or anything else that was out in the yard. But if you were really daring, then you might gather up all the dog poop in your backyard and put it in a paper bag. Then you would place it on the porch of a random house and set it on fire.
Oh my God.
At the same time, you would ring the doorbell or beat on the door and yell fire. When the unsuspecting resident opened the door, they would see a fire and
oh shit. Oh gosh, this is crazy.
stomp it out, which would then result in dog poop being all over the bottom of their shoe.
Oh, memories.
This was often referred to as the flaming bag of dog shit. Today, many homes have the Ring doorbell cameras or other security cameras, which has pretty much rendered these pranks as obsolete because they will know who you are. In 1987, a new candy hit the market called Chewy Chalk.
Oh, Lord.
It looked like chalk, so the only natural thing was to switch out the teacher's chalk at school with this candy. It either wouldn't write or it would smear across the board and then wouldn't erase. Another fun trick to pull on teachers was to hide a piece of chalk between the grooves of an eraser. When they went to erase, it would actually make a mark across the board. Now that schools are switching from chalkboards to erasable whiteboards, pranks like these are stuck in the past.
You know, in your hands, whenever you had to go up and use the chalk and do work on the board, and when you were done, your hands would be so fucking dry. Oh my gosh, your hands would be so fucking dry. And then you didn't dare wipe it on your clothes, because then it was... I wish we used the dry eraser shit. We had 2 teachers in my senior year. We had 2 teachers that started to use the dry eraser stuff. Math and economics. Yeah.
Schools were often great
It's
places
horrible.
to pull off pranks.
It was
You
horrible.
already had a larger crowd and a better chance of getting someone. However, when schools were more rural, it was more common for students to take a cow to the second floor of a school. These animals will gladly go up the stairs, but are a lot more reluctant to go back down. Usually they will not do this on their own, which means that someone will have to force them down the stairs. Their bodies and legs are not the best suited for foreign movements. You can only imagine the mess that a cow would make all over the second floor. Another popular prank took place in libraries. People would randomly move books to other locations so that they couldn't be found. Cameras that have been installed in schools have now put a dent in both of these types of pranks. Not to mention that people aren't in the library as much as what they used to be. In the 90s or early 2000s, the school or work computer started becoming a source of pranks. People would pop off the keys from the keyboard and then spell words or just put them in a random order. Sure, that can still be done today, but the mouse was really bad. Remember when they used to have that little ball inside? If you took that out, then it wouldn't work at all. Now, if you have an external mouse, it has a laser light. You can put tape over the little sensor area and get the same effect, but once the unsuspecting user removes...
You remember, and you had to use a Q-tip to clean all the dust out of it. You remember that? You had to, with a Q-tip, it constantly got filled with dust, and you'd have to blow it out and clean it off with alcohol. And oh yeah,
the tape, it will start working, unlike the mouse with the missing ball.
The dust.
Prank calling people used to be a huge thing to do. Long before caller ID, it was much easier to remain anonymous. Sometimes it would just be heavy breathing, and other times it may be some sort of dad joke. Is your refrigerator running? Yes. Then you better go catch it. Or how about, do you have Prince Albert in a can? Yes. Then you better let him out. He can't breathe. You could do these over and over and no one would ever know. There really wasn't any way of blocking like there is today. At one time, people used to hang their laundry out to dry, which smelled fantastic. But did you ever see mom hanging it out and then go to the house next door and call your home phone? Back then, the phone was so loud that when she heard it, she would stop and then rush in, which was the perfect time to hang up. This would only work a few times, and then she would just ignore it. Party lines were also something that people used to have to contend with.
Remember party lines?
You could easily pick up the phone and eavesdrop. This would give you the perfect opportunity to disguise your voice and say something random. You could also make static noises so that they would end the call. Next thing you know, the phone company would be out checking the lines. One of the most popular pranks on a phone was to call a random number and then pretend that you were the phone company. You would then state that you needed to blow out the line, and this could go one of two ways.
Yes, star
You
6,
could simply blow into the receiver and subject them to the annoying noise, or better yet, tell them to leave the phone off the hook and put a bag over the receiver to collect the dust so it wouldn't get all over the house. This would tie up the phone line for hours. Today, no one would believe that with wireless phones, or would they? At one time, you could call someone, and when it came time to hang up, both parties needed to do so. If you did not, then it would leave the other person's phone unable to make a call. It did not hang up automatically. Then the only remedy for that person was to physically drive to the other person's house that left the phone off the hook and tell them to hang up the phone. At that point, you could just play dumb and say, "I'm sorry, I didn't realize I did that." How many of you dialed your own number with your home phone and then made it ring? If you had a sister waiting for an important call from her boyfriend, she would run down to get the phone and then pick it up to nothing. It sure was fun to hear her talking to no one. One other fun trick to do with the old corded home phones was to pull the receiver cord out and then jam it in backwards. At that point, it looked like it was plugged in, but it wasn't. If someone called, they would answer the phone and never be heard. This would result in the caller calling back repeated times, getting the same results.
I remember
Eventually,
those.
the phone cord would fall out and the fun was over. In the 1990s, when America Online was at its peak, everyone was using dial-up internet. It was so slow, but at the time we didn't think much of it. If you wanted to make it even slower for someone in the house, then all you had to do was keep picking up the home phone, which would disconnect the internet.
Yep.
When they asked if you picked up the phone, the correct answer would always be no.
Oh, it took so long.
One of the
too.
easiest pranks that you could do is secretly switch the alarm time on your...
And one thing I want to ask you all, how I want to know if any of you people that were using AOL back then, how many of those free trial CDs did you use? How many free trial little CD things did you use? I bet you a lot of you are going to say over 100.
siblings' alarm clock. Switch it to say 2:30 a.m. and then you may witness them get up and start getting ready for school. Now people use cell phones for alarm clocks, which makes a prank like that a lot more difficult. Another annoying prank that you could do to your siblings was switch out all the cassette tapes or records in their collection. They would be completely aggravated when they went to grab that Kiss album and instead it was Barbra Streisand. In the 1980s, the VCR became a hot item. Many people purchased blank cassettes and started setting the timer to record their favorite shows. Sure, you could simply change that, but there was something else that was better to do. This would also work for the favorite movie that they purchased. Just put tape over the hole punch that kept you from recording over it. Fast forward to the middle of the movie and then record something random off of the television. It was a surefire way to piss anyone off.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
There were always plenty of ways to get your friend back from the latest prank that they pulled on you. You could put a for sale by owner sign in their yard with their phone number on it, but that was too easy. They could simply just remove the sign. But if you take out an ad in the newspaper, you could really get them. Brand new lawnmower for sale, $10. Call Eric at 555-1649.
Oh, I never did that.
Then he would be bombarded with tons of calls that he could not stop. If you made it a ridiculous item, then it really got funny.
Oh.
Another wholesome fun activity was to rip out all the advertisements that were in magazines and then fill out your friend's name and address on them. Soon he would be getting anything from information on windows to feminine hygiene products. It may be hard to believe, but there was a time when slideshows were huge. Your parents may have had them, your aunt, neighbors, and even your school showed them. Everyone spent tons of time putting these slides in the right order. Sometimes it was actually torture to watch these other slideshows when you didn't have an interest in it at all. But if you wanted to get out of it, then mix up some of the order. Maybe even have some stupid random slides to switch out with one of theirs. Cars were something else that we had fun with. When it was trash day, it was always the best day to do this. Back then, there were metal trash cans, and you could tie a wire from one trash can to the other one that was across the street. When a car hit it, it would not only spread the trash, but it made the loudest sound that you ever heard, with metal lids flying and the metal cans were being dragged. This did absolutely nothing to the cars of the time because they were made out of steel, not plastic like the ones today. It would be a completely different story. Around this same time period, cars had hubcaps, and many of these were solid metal ones like the Volkswagen, for instance. You could pop these off and put rocks in them. As they went down the road, it would instantly freak out the driver, thinking that something was horribly wrong. Kids would also take the time to throw or roll hubcaps near cars that passed by in the neighborhood. These hubcaps would make an unmistakable noise that would then cause the driver to stop because they thought it was one of theirs. If the driver grabbed it, then they would look on in confusion, but many times kids went up, grabbed it, and then ran away. Then the drivers were mad because some punk kids stole their hubcaps. Today, the hubcaps that are placed on cars are not made out of metal. They're actually plastic, and many of them have holes in them, so these pranks just really aren't possible. Pranks back in the day could be something as simple as telling your friends something wild to believe in. These came to be known as urban legends. But now that people can Google something in 5 seconds, it's less likely that you can even pull that off. Times have changed, but pranks are still being pulled on other people. Most of them seem to be fake posts online, but good old physical pranks are still happening. There's no doubt that some of the ones being used today will one day be a thing of the past, just like we have seen. I hope you enjoyed our little walk through pranks in the past. What were some of the ones that you pulled off? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching.
Ooh. Back to school in the 80s. I'll let you guys decide. We'll watch one more, and then we'll get ready for a Truth and Transparency show tonight. This is kind of fun, watching these blasts from the past, right? School items no longer used, or back to school in the 80s. School items, number 3 or number 4? Number 4 is 80s edition back to school. Number 3, school items no longer used. Graduated in 81. What? No, I need to have a sports show sometime. I've been wanting to have a sports show for a long time. I need to dedicate like one night just to sports, where we just hang out and talk sports. Anybody that does. Iron Butterfly on 8-track. Inagata Davida, baby. Need to have some shit. Super Bowl, NFL playoffs coming up. I might have to do like Sunday nights, do my OJ stuff during the early afternoon, do a sports show after that, maybe do like game nights on Friday night or something, man. I need like one night a week where I do sports. Maybe Wednesday. Maybe Wednesday night can be my sports night, where we talk about all the sports, everything that took place during the weekend, what's coming up. Ooh, that might be a good. And then you got NBA games on Tuesdays and Thursdays. That might be a good night to do a sports show, is Wednesday nights. I might have to. Maybe I'll try that out this Wednesday night. Do a sports show where we talk about all the sports going on, what's coming up, yeah, I think I'm gonna try that. Yeah, Party Line. It was like, what, $15 extra or something? I don't think I had one. All right, back to school in the 80s, and then we will go ahead and end it for the night. And then we'll be back tomorrow. I'm not sure if I'm doing a show in the morning. Probably body cam deep dive tomorrow night. I'm going to try and get some stuff done early in the morning. And if I'm not able to get it done. But tomorrow morning, if I do go live, it'll be last minute. But I probably will. I don't see this stuff taking too long.
In the 1980s, summer break was always something that every kid looked forward to. It was a time when a kid could be a kid and there was no thought at all of school.
We need a
You had
sports
plenty
show.
of time to spend with friends, and maybe you had a sleepover, pool party, or
Oh,
just rode bikes together.
Grizz, send that. Shit, I lost it. Like went away or something. If you still have it, send it to me, buddy. I know. I should take some weekdays off and like catch up on some of this shit behind the scenes, like those videos we're talking about and stuff like that.
This was also the time most families went on vacation. But sooner or later, the summer would come to an end and it was time to go back to school. The school always had a distinctive smell, and it's one that you hadn't caught a whiff of since school let out last May. But the first...
I know, I've been talking sports show for a year, you know? I've been talking sports show for a year and I've had like 2 shows.
day was always different. You could smell the new jeans and new clothes. Everyone had them, and the scent would permeate the air. It was also a time when you were looking around to see what everyone else was wearing.
Oh my God.
Coca-Cola was not only something you drank, but it was also a fashion. Guys were simple: jeans, a shirt, and a pair of sneakers. Girls, not so much. There were leggings, Keds, jelly bracelets, jelly shoes, charm bracelets, plastic hair clips, and plastic shirt clips. It was hard to keep up with all the different things that girls had, so I'm sure I've skipped a few things. Oh yeah, kissing potion lip gloss. That was a big thing, and every girl seemed like they had that. This first day of school was filled with other things that were new. You probably also had a new backpack and perhaps a new lunch pail. You know, the metal indestructible kind with the plastic thermos. Whether you ate at school or not, you still wanted one. These lunch pails came in all sorts of designs.
Yeah.
Kiss, peanuts.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. And then if your mom didn't wash out that cup good enough, it still stunk like yesterday's milk a little bit. The thermos. The thermos. Yeah, the breakfast club. Oh, wow. Oh my gosh, these lunch boxes with the thermoses. Oh my gosh. Wow.
Star Wars, Strawberry Shortcake, Superman, Mickey Mouse, and so many more. What you had said a lot about you.
Yeah.
Another item that was like that was the Trapper Keeper.
Yeah.
Maybe you had one with a horse on it, or maybe you had one.
Man, those were expensive back in the day too. The Trapper Keepers. If you had a Trapper Keeper, you had
one with a Lamborghini on the outside. Inside this Trapper Keeper were other things like a ream of paper and more Trapper Keeper folders. There were pockets everywhere, and you were going to need them this first day because the teacher was going to give you all sorts of things to take home to your parents. So here you are making your way into the new classroom and meeting your new teacher. After her introduction, she would make each person in the class do the same. You'd stand up, say your name, and then talk about something interesting that you did over the summer. It always seemed like there was a kid who was able to visit some faraway place that sounded exciting. Unfortunately, that was never me. After the introductions were over, it was time to empty your backpacks, which were filled to the brim with supplies. This was an exciting time because you probably got excited while shopping for all these supplies. Yellow wooden pencils were an essential item for every kid. But if you sweet-talked your mom into buying the team pencils or theme pencils, you were really cool.
I know, but those, the folders, they had some of the really coolest artwork, though, didn't they, Lynn? Yeah, they were expensive, but man, they had some of the coolest artwork. The colors.
If you only had the standard yellow pencils, then perhaps you had the triangular rubber pencil grips. These were fun to play with, but they also had a function. Back in the 80s, you were going to do a lot of writing in class, and these things were going to save your fingers. Another popular pencil to have at the time was the push pencil or Papa Point.
Oh,
When the lead
yeah.
from the pencil got dull, you could pull the little white tip out and pop
Oh,
it in the top,
yeah.
pushing a new one out the bottom
And they even smelled too, remember?
that was nice and sharp. But if you used one of these, then you were going to need some pencil eraser caps, which were essential.
Yeah.
Regardless of what you had, you were going to do a lot of erasing, and that meant you needed a pink eraser or an eraser mate. Something else that was popular for the time were the little novelty erasers. These came in all sorts of shapes, sizes, and characters, but they never really could erase anything. It always seemed like they just smeared your pencil marks on the paper. Elmer's white glue was something required, but so was the rubber cement. You know, the kind that looked like snot and you could roll it into little boogers. Then you could bounce them off your desk. At least until someone got caught and the teacher took everyone's away. A pack of Crayola crayons and colored pencils were also essential items, but so were markers. The best kind to have were the Mr. Sketch scented ones. Every kid wanted those, but not every kid had them. These markers would get passed around during projects so that every kid could catch a whiff of those wonderful scents. If you were allowed to use pens, then you definitely needed a bottle of whiteout. If you didn't want to use those, then you could use the erasable pens.
Oh,
The eraser would
yeah.
not only erase the pen mark, but it would also wear down your paper until you'd rubbed a hole in it. Even in the 80s, schools were concerned about student safety,
Yep.
which is why they required the metal safety scissors with no points on the end of them. They were only supposed to cut paper, which was something you believed in until you tried it out on Jennifer's hair, and then you found out that they could cut hair too. The school may not have wanted kids to have sharp-pointed scissors, but they were perfectly fine with kids having metal compasses. You know, the kind with the point so sharp that it would tear a hole through the paper and scratch the desk. Somehow that was all normal. Another essential item was a cardboard pencil box that would hold all of your supplies.
Oh my God.
These came in whatever you were into. Cars, horses, G.I. Joe, My Little Pony, Transformers, Care Bears, and more. If you had all of these school items, then you were ready for school. However, there were some other things that weren't necessary, but yet you needed them. Puffy stickers was an item you could stick all over your cardboard pencil box, trapper keeper, or even your locker. Really, they could go anywhere. Girls were really into Lisa Frank. I'm not sure who she was, but she was everywhere. She was on rulers, folders, pencils, stickers, diaries, and so much more.
Oh my God.
Pencil toppers were something else to be desired,
Yeah,
especially if they had googly eyes on them. And how about those super popular
Oh,
trolls with
yeah.
hair? You would
Yeah,
straighten their
that's
hair
right.
up and then spin your
That's
pencil
right.
real fast to make the hair
Yes.
flare out.
Yes.
There were also other things that you wanted, and if you told your parents it would help in school, then maybe they would purchase them. They were things like slide rules, calculator watches, speak and spell, and Mr. Professor. School was different back then. Every classroom had a chalkboard, and there was definitely a lot of dust. But it sure was fun getting chosen to be the one that would go outside and dust out the erasers.
Smack 'em.
It also seemed like every class had that one kid who was obsessed with scratching his nails across the chalkboard.
Oh man.
Manual pencil sharpeners were also common in classrooms, and who can forget the grinding sound or the smell of the wood shavings from the pencil?
Yep.
Teachers graded your papers, and they would not only put your grade at the top, but they would also place a scratch and sniff sticker beside it. If you got an A, then you received something sweet smelling, and if you got a C, then maybe it was boots. A D or an F got you nothing. Another thing that was big in schools was the Oregon Trail game, and it always seemed like you died of dysentery. Something else you would see a lot of in the 80s were all of the DARE posters daring you to just say no.
Yep.
Remember when a dentist would come to school and then educate students on the importance of oral hygiene? They would give everyone these red code disclosing tablets and then tell you to smile. Some of the kids looked like they had pink caulk all over their teeth. But these were the carefree days of the 1980s. Being the cool kid didn't mean having the most likes on Instagram. It meant being the one chosen to turn the knob on the slide projector, which was on the media card. Those were always the best days because it meant no classwork. When you did have to work, it wasn't easy, but it did build character. Researching a topic was not just a few clicks away on the internet. There was no Wikipedia. There were encyclopedias, and we had a whole volume of them.
Britannica.
And you were going to need other sources, and this meant you had to go to the library.
And you even had to write down your damn sources and the location of your source in the fucking library, too. It was crazy.
You only had to use the card catalog,
Crazy.
but you also had to understand the Dewey Decimal System. Schools really made you work for it, and you learned how to do things on your own. School may have been tough, but it was also fun. Lunch and recess were cool, but when was the next break from school? Thanksgiving seemed way too far away. Do you have any special memories of going back to school? Feel free to share them, and I would love to read them in the comments below. Now it's time to bounce. Oh, for all you youngsters out there, that means leave. Later.
Oh, the fucking comedy on that channel, too. It's funny as shit. Oh, well, thank you all so much for hanging out tonight. Definitely be back tomorrow. Yes, it was nice to just hang out and laugh. Man, memory lane, right? All day today. The OJ show earlier tonight, nothing but memory lanes for some of us. Oh, that was good stuff. All right, so we're going to go ahead. I'm going to grab something to eat real quick. We're going to get ready for Truth and Transparency. I'm going to have a bomb live tonight. And then I'll have like I said, I think we're going to do the body cam deep dive again tomorrow night, starting back on that. And I'm really going to try and be on tomorrow. I don't think it will take me that long, but I never know when I'm out there running errands. So, but if not, then I'm going to try and figure out how I can rearrange this damn setup. Something. I need to get that done too. Yes, it's been fun. We'll see you at TNT. And if I don't see you there, I will see you tomorrow. Thank you all so much. Oh, this was so much fun. Blast from the damn past. Oh, the pencil topper trolls. Oh my gosh. Forgot about it all. I'll see you guys tomorrow.